What is up, Libra? How are you guys doing? Guess what time it is, man? It is time for your September 2024 main monthly reading. Now, before we get started, I do have a little announcement to make. Okay, for those of you who missed the memo, September is a really big month for me. September 2024 marks my 6 years reading tarot on YouTube. And man, this past 6 years has been the craziest 6 years of my life. In a good way. In a good way. So to commemorate my 6 years reading tarot on YouTube, I am running a big sale on my website where my full personal reading prices have been chopped in half. So for those of you who would like a personal reading, just check right down in the description of this video and you will find the link that'll take you straight to that page on my website. All right, let's jump on into this. Starting this off with the person that you're dealing with. Ooh, what jumped out already? Oh, shit. 10 of Swords just jumped right out. So, whatever situation you're dealing with that's troubling you the most, this is kind of telling me that September, throwing in the white towel and surrendering. Let's see what's going on. Page of Cups reversed. Ah, man. No love offer is being made. There might be an opportunity for closure, though, to close this out. Man, I'm getting like 3 or 4 storylines here at once. Which one should I focus on? For some of you, this has been on and off. I think that's probably the biggest group of you. So I'm going to start with that. There's a big group of you, 50, 60% of you who have already been on and off with this person. And for those of you who have already been on and off, you're probably going to do one more trip around the merry-go-round before you just throw in the white towel and say, I'm not doing this no more. I'm just not. I'm not. You've shown me what's going to happen every time I give you a chance. Every time I let you come back into my life, it's the same shit, same old story, same old song and dance. Not doing it again. But if it hasn't been an on and off situation, I think you're really strongly starting to feel like it will be. Like this, because I think this person is just abusing every chance that you give them to really work on this the way it should be worked on. You know, it doesn't really seem like they care. It kind of seems like, I don't know, I'll look at their intentions in a minute, but it looks like they just don't take it serious. Like, it's just nothing but a game to them. Devil card, King of Wands reversed, 7 of Cups. So they may have their options open. I don't really think they're trying to settle down and commit. They may not be mature enough for commitment. They very well may not. Let's look and see what their true feelings and intentions are. Some of you dealing with a Sagittarius, possibly. What's their true feelings and intentions? What's their real energy look like? What kind of person are they really at the deepest level? What's this person's deepest feelings for Libra? Ooh, see, you intimidate this person. You kind of intimidate them a little bit. Yeah, they know that in order to be with you, they're really going to have to step up their game. They want to be with you, though. That's the thing. This is what's so weird about this. And maybe this is why it's driving you so fucking insane. Because you know they want to be with you. You know that I don't think that this contract, this soul contract, is being completed successfully. I think this is a long-term soul contract. And I think they know that too. deep down. I don't think this was supposed to come to an end. But the thing is this person knows that in order to step up and play that role, they're going to have to step up their game. They're going to have to quit playing stupid little games. And I don't think they're ready to quit playing their stupid little childish games. They're too lazy to step up to the plate and put forth the inner work and the growth and the evolution that it takes to grow with somebody. You know, and actually building a solid foundation. That ain't no little game that two little kids can just come together and do. It don't work that way. It takes two very dedicated, mature fucking people to grow together. And it just kind of seems like they're too immature, too lazy, or both. Yeah. Well, shit, that makes it kind of difficult to make this work out if they're too lazy to put forth the work. They do feel karmically tied to you. They feel a really strong connection, but I think they want to run from it. It's like they want to run from this connection. So if they seem like they don't really care, that's a front. That's a front. They do care. They're just playing it off and pretending that they don't care, because they would rather run from a problem than put forth the work needed to like work through the problem and make this work out successfully, you know? Let's get the advice on this. What is the advice? What's the advice? The Empress. Put your foot down. Don't bend over backwards. Don't let this person manipulate you. You hold your stance. You hold your stance. Hold your stance and set your boundaries. And if you put your foot down and hold your stance and they choose to walk away, don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. That's all you can do, really. It's all you can really do. There's no one piece of advice that you can give one individual that will make a relationship work successfully. It takes two people working together to build a foundation. Two people. Two of them. So, there's not a lot of wiggle room here. That's been happening for the September readings. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that happened last Virgo season too. It was either Virgo or Capricorn season, where I try to bend and twist the advice as much as I can. But sometimes, you know, when it's during one of these really serious earth sign energies like Virgo, Capricorn, sometimes the path gets kind of narrow and there's very little wiggle room for advice, and there's not a whole lot here. We're either doing this or we're not. Period. Period. We doing this or we ain't, you know? All right. Well, now I want to look at the current long-term relationship. So if you are not currently in a long-term relationship, or if your long-term relationship has no problems, issues, or concerns, then this is not for you. Let's see, what's the dealio? What's going on in Libra's current relationship? What's happening? Boom, Two of Wands reversed. Some of you, this may be like a financial codependency type of connection, or it's very superficial and surface level and materialistic. Like, that's really, I think, it kind of feels to me like one of you is mainly sticking around because of something to do with finances or material things. But with the Empress and the Ace of Cups both in the reverse, it almost feels like the love has completely drained dry from this whole situation. Starting to turn a little bit toxic, and it does nothing but burden you and make you lose sleep. That's all it really does. But an ending is being prevented. This honestly kind of feels like something that should have came to an end a long time ago. Or maybe you all are already on your second or third go around with this person. I feel like there's one or two of you where the two of you have already broken up once. And this is like you're on your second or third rodeo with this person and just nothing is changing. Nothing is changing, nothing is improving, nothing's getting any better. It's just spinning around and looping around, and every time it loops around and repeats the same cycle, it drains you of your energy, drains you of your vibration, and the love just drains and drains and drains every time it loops around, to the point to where it's like you're almost numb. Almost. I love it when I say it and then the card comes out. That happens all the time. I'll say something, then the next card I reach for is the card that I just said. So let's see how the current person feels about you. Some of you dealing with an Aquarius, also have Capricorn here. How's the current person feel about Libra? Eight of Wands reversed. Yeah, they're not even really fully aware of how serious this problem is. Not really. I don't even really think. Yeah, King of Wands reversed, Death reversed. Now they know there's a problem. They absolutely know there's a problem, but they're not aware of just how serious it is. They're not really fully aware of the fact that, like, you have one foot out the door and the last straw is about to break the camel's back. They're not, in their mind, they don't even look at that as a possibility. They don't think you are ever going to go anywhere. They don't think this is ever going to come to an end. Or again, for those of you who have been on and off, they're not worried, because if you leave, they're pretty sure they can just get you to come back if you've done it before. That's where on and off relationships get kind of slippery and dangerous, because the more times you let somebody come and go in and out of your life, the more that tells them that they can get away with whatever they want, because you'll just keep letting them come back. So they don't take this very seriously, though. They're not taking it very seriously. Why does the Page of Wands keep having to come out for everybody, dude? Page of Wands, King of Wands reverse. They may not be mature enough to take this seriously. King of Cups, King of Wands reversed, Queen of Cups reversed. This person may not be mature enough to take this seriously. They may not be. Well, let's get the advice. Like I said, I'm feeling like an ending is being prevented. I'm not seeing separation happening. So let's look at the advice on this. What is the best advice? Whoa. Ooh, Death card reversed. So this could be reconciled successfully. Hang on. Oh, and the Tower card in the upright. So again, very little wiggle room for advice. We're either both going to work on this or we're not. I think you need to set this person down and have a serious ass conversation with them. Some of you already have, I get it, but some of you have not. I'm feeling like there might be a little group of you who have, for the most part, not necessarily kept your feelings to yourself, but you haven't fully expressed the severity of this problem. It's time to set them down and have that talk. And we talking about a talk that's as serious as a heart attack, a stroke, and stage 4 cancer. I mean, a serious talk. Like, I ain't doing this. Like, I straight up ain't. I don't care if I got to go live on my mom's couch. I'm out of here. Like, I'm done. Dun 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 dun. And once you get to that point, man, it's kind of hard. It's hard. Sometimes there's no going back once you get to that point, though. But if you can get this person to lock in and at least start putting forth some effort. I'm not saying that anybody should flip a switch and turn into a totally different person overnight, but start putting forth some effort. You all are coming up to the very tail end of what I like to call a point of no return. Here very soon, within the next 2 or 3 months, if you cross that line, there's no going back. But if you all alter the trajectory of the path now, within the next couple of months, I would say at least before Halloween, you might be able to save this. If not, I don't think y'all are going to be together next year this time. Damn. All right. Let's see what's going on with your ex. What's going on with Libra's ex? If you're not inquiring about your ex or somebody you have past history with, this is not for you. Anything happening generally? This is weighing on you very heavily. If you're wondering if this person's coming forward, it don't look like it. It don't look like it. And I think the main reason why this person isn't coming forward is because in their mind, they are very sure that if they do, it'll be nothing but drama and conflict. Now, this person has attempted to get your attention a couple of times. They've done that. They're contemplating it. I can tell you that much. They are contemplating reaching out to you, but it's really looking like they're leaning towards probably not doing that, because in their mind, now, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not saying that it will or it won't, but in their mind, it'll turn into nothing but drama. In their mind. Y'all are karmically tied. I don't know if y'all were karmic soulmates when you first came together, but you are now. Oh, you are now. They're thinking about it. They do play with the idea at least once a day as to whether or not reaching out to you would be a good idea. But in their mind, they just default to nothing but it turning into an argument. And then that's when they delete the message they're about to send you and just close out of that app, you know. Okay, well, let's see their deepest feelings and deepest intentions. Let's see how they feel about you at the deepest level. How do they feel about you at the deepest level? Page of Cups reversed. Okay, they can't quit thinking about you, but they don't want to be the one to come forward because, again, they don't want the drama. They don't want the drama. So they do keep a close eye on you. Yes, they do. And I think they still feel some type of way. They do. But they have no hope, no faith that this would ever turn out successful between the two of you. It's not really telling me why exactly. But yeah, they don't want the drama. Would it be drama? I don't know. But in their mind, they think it would be. So that's why they're just kind of hanging back and watching you. Could be a Scorpio for some of you. Also have Virgo here. All right. Well, looks like we got the outcome. If y'all are waiting on this person to come forward, it's not looking good. Let's get the advice. Would it be a good idea for Libra to reach out to this person? What's the advice? Four of Pentacles reversed. Boom, boom, boom. King of Wands. Three of Swords reversed. Okay. Well, the Five of Wands reversed again. Okay, how about this? How about this? First of all, if you want communication with this person, it's more than likely going to have to be you that does it. But if you do that, don't let it turn into drama. Let's say, for example, you may be sitting there thinking, well, yeah, it's going to turn into an argument because they're the one that starts it. Well, don't finish it. If they start playing a little game where they start poking at you and provoking you and saying little shit, rather than snapping back at them, just back away. The minute they say that one thing that you know is going to dig up under your skin and piss you off, just go ghost. Don't say nothing. Don't respond at all. And if you find that they're trying to get a reaction out of you, because for some of you they may, I'm kind of feeling like there may be one or two of you, because you see that play itself out like that a lot. Two people who have parted ways, one person really wants to know how that person feels. So if I want to know how you feel, what am I going to do? I'm going to try to get an emotional reaction out of you. I'm going to try to say something to see if I get an emotional reaction out of you. If I can say something the right way and get a certain reaction out of you, that tells me how you feel, right? Well, don't let them do that. Don't let them do that. When they push that button, don't say nothing. Don't react. Don't respond. They know what the fuck they're doing. We grown. We grown. If you pushing buttons trying to get a reaction out of me, you know what the fuck you're doing. I'm gonna ghost your ass. And you gonna know. You see what I'm saying? Hold the line, Libra. Hold the line. Okay, well, let's see what's coming in for the singles then. What's coming in for the singles in September? What is coming in for the single Libras? Ooh, Three of Cups. So I'm thinking there's somebody interested in you that you're not really all that interested in. Not really. Some of you could end up having somebody trying to get you involved in a third-party situation. I'm thinking for some of you, you may entertain the likes of a couple of different potential love interests, but it doesn't look like anything that you're really feeling. It doesn't really look like anything serious is coming in. And what is with the Five of Wands, man? No matter what deck I pull from, the Five of Wands jumps out for y'all. So, yeah, whoever this is trying to make their way in, kind of feeling like you're not really all that interested. Now, if you go ahead and acquiesce to a relationship that you're not really all that interested in, you'll probably end up finding out with the quickness why your intuition was telling you to stay away from this person. I'm thinking somebody's going to make their way into your life looking for a sex-based connection. I think you're going to be tested. Yep, the more cards I pull, the more this looks like you're going to be tested. The good news is, you're only tested when it's time to level up. That's the good news. The bad news is if you haven't learned your lesson, you could end up going through a repeat cycle at worst and creating a karmic tie at best. Let's look at the overall general outcome for the singles? What's the overall general outcome? Overall general outcome. Boom, boom, boom. Five of Cups reverse. Yeah. Well, so it's kind of split between the two of you. Two groups of you. Like I said, you're going to be tested. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because when it comes to being tested, there's a big spectrum. It has one end of the spectrum and another, and everything in between. So let's talk about the two most extreme ends of the spectrum. Let's talk about the best case scenario. Best case scenario, you done been there, done that, been around the block, bought the t-shirt and the beer koozie so many fucking times that you completely avoid and bypass this test altogether. Subconsciously. Like, it's so ingrained into your mind that you don't even have to put any conscious thought into it. You completely avoid it subconsciously. You pass that test with flying colors, and you never even realize you were being tested. Worst case scenario, you just get sucked right back in and you repeat a past cycle. I think a lot of you, though, the majority of you are probably going to fall somewhere in the middle, though, where somehow, some way, some open door of opportunity is going to make itself available to you for you to connect with either a person that's just like somebody you dealt with in the past, or it could be a situation that directly mirrors a situation you've been in the past, or somebody could try to play the same game that somebody's played in the past. You could start seeing all the same red flags that you've seen in the past, right? But your spidey senses start tingling. Something starts telling you that it's a little bit off, right? And you go ahead and acquiesce to seeing what this person's all about. Okay, well, here, you can have my number. We texting, and it feels kind of weird. We FaceTiming, and still doesn't really feel that. Doesn't feel right. Feels a little bit funny, but, you know, we go on a date, 2 dates, 3 dates, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm not feeling it. I don't think we vibing. I'm going to go ahead and move on from this, right? In which case, some of you might be tested again a second time, but the majority of you, probably within less than 2 or 3 weeks, boom, you're going to run right into this person. And there is a lot more potential for success with this person than this person. I'm thinking that probably about 80% of my Libra friends are probably going to pass the test, which would mean that something with a lot more potential for success will probably start to make its way in around October. But you got to be tested first. Any advice? Didn't we already talk about this? Some sign had that same message in August. Thank you. Was it Libra? Was it you? I don't remember. I try so hard to retain the readings, but honestly, once I click off this video right here, I'm going to have about 30 seconds to think back on everything I said in the video to come up with a title for the reading, and then it just falls out of my head. It's gone. I don't remember. When I'm done with the reading, I don't remember shit, but I try to remember. I'm trying to think if that was Libra that came. I know that message came through in August for somebody. All right. What's the advice? What is the advice for Libra? Don't jump head first into anything randomly without thinking about it. I don't care how smooth of a talker they are. I don't care how charismatic they are. I'm not saying throw your walls 10 miles high and you know, don't let anybody in and just be super paranoid and just do nothing but obsessively look for red flags. But somewhere in the middle there, we don't want to just jump headfirst into anything. Give it some time. Now, for those of you who have been on this path for a while, and you're a very skilled energy worker and you're very familiar with your energy, it shouldn't take too long at all. It shouldn't take too long at all. Whoops. Oh. Before you recognize this energy immediately. But let's say that you're not really all that familiar with your energy. Keep the person at an arm's distance. Draw your boundaries and let them in slowly. Slowly. The first thing you want to do, though, first thing is set boundaries. This isn't the end-all be-all, but setting boundaries, I would say, is one of the most effective ways to tell you a lot about a new person. Is setting boundaries. Now, I'm not saying set wild, crazy, ridiculous, outlandish boundaries, but common sense ass boundaries, right? For example, let's say I don't sleep with anybody in the first month. First month. I don't care who you are. Don't care how long I've known you. I don't care if we done been friends for the last 10 years. When we dating, we ain't sleeping together in the first month. That's sensible. That's reasonable, right? Well, see how they respect that boundary. A question that I get from time to time is, how can I tell if somebody is trying to manipulate me? How can I tell if somebody's trying to manipulate me? Now, here's what I've come up with. A person who is not trying to manipulate you will respect your boundaries and respect your decisions, even when it doesn't benefit them. A person who is trying to manipulate you will not respect your boundaries and they will not respect your decisions. They will do everything they can to try to persuade you. They will do everything they can to try to change your mind. They will do everything they can to try to talk you out of whatever decision that you've made. And if you put your foot down and you keep it there and you stand strong on your boundaries and your decisions, eventually they will get very pissed off at you. Very pissed off. They'll start guilt tripping you. They'll start shaming you. They might start spreading rumors about you, trying to paint you out to be the bad guy. That's what a manipulator will do. So one of the first things you want to do in the beginning, keep an arm's distance and set some boundaries and pay attention to whether or not they respect your boundaries. Okay? And then if it doesn't feel right, which when you're dealing with somebody who doesn't have good intentions, a boundary is the first thing that is going to set up that red flag, because they ain't going to respect it. They ain't going to respect it. They're going to be trying to talk you into bed in the first week, right? They ain't going to respect that. That tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. You don't respect my boundaries? Fuck you. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Libra family needed to hear. So I am going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Now, I have an announcement to make for those of you just now tuning in. I announced this at the beginning of the video. September is a big month, for me at least, because this September marks my 6 years reading tarot on YouTube. And this has been the most insane 6 years of my life. okay? Reading tarot on YouTube was not something that I sat down and planned to do with the intention of doing this for a living at all. All this started out to be was a little hobby of mine to keep myself occupied on my days off from my car wash, minimum wage car wash job. I had this YouTube channel up with about 950 subscribers, somewhere in there. And what I did on my days off, because I lived in such a little town with nothing to fucking do, is I would go behind my house into the woods and I would record a video on my phone and I'd upload it to YouTube. And that's what I occupied my time with. And then it got to a point where I was running out of shit to talk about. I was like, God damn, I have nothing left to talk about. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just start flipping cards and put that on my channel. That'll give me something to do on my days off. Then I won't have to sit and think about what I'm going to say. You know, I'll just flip cards and say whatever comes through. Cool. That'll be a fun little hobby, you know? I had no fucking clue that one little decision was going to completely change my life. Completely. Beyond my wildest dreams, dude. You know, not only did it change my life, but it changed the life of my kids. You know, thanks to this career, I've been able to be the father that I always wanted to be. And I've been able to provide my kids with more than I ever dreamed of being able to provide them with, you know. And I couldn't have done that without every single one of you. So I am running a big sale on my website where my full personal readings prices are chopped in half from now until the end of September. So don't forget to check the description of the video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. And I'm out of here now, y'all. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you sometime between now and the rest of all eternity.